What's up, Brexit gamers? I wanted to pop in here and just do like a little fun thing. 2025 is almost over, and honestly, it has been a hell of a year for games, in my opinion, anyway. Not just games that have come out this year, although there's plenty of those. I mean, we've been eating real good in that regard. But just like games from past years that I've like taken the time to play this year as well that I really enjoyed. I played a good amount of games, not on the channel because I'm like a PS5 gamer, so like the lion's share of games that I play are on PlayStation, and I'm either too stupid or too lazy to record content on there. But I don't know, maybe that's something we do in the future. So yeah, I just wanted to go through and just make a little tier list of the games that I played this year in 2025. Our categories are all-time favorite. These are going to be games that have made such an impression on me that I would really put them up there with some of the best things I've ever played. Loved Wood Wreck, obviously. It's a game that I really enjoyed that I would recommend to friends or somebody who I think might enjoy it. Very easily I would recommend this game in this category. Solid game is going to be, it was good. It was good. I can't really complain about it too much. It was solid. It's not like something that I loved necessarily, but good. Not really for me is going to be a category where it's like, the game could have merit, but it might not necessarily scratch the itch for me personally, or I just might not have really enjoyed it all that much. And then actively disliked is pretty obvious. I did not like the game. So we'll go through. I am not putting like demos in this list. This is just like actual games that I have purchased and played, like a good amount of. And yeah, we'll just kind of go through. Starting out here with Ball Pit. Uh, this game was awesome. This game was so much fun. When I heard they were making like a Pong roguelike, I was like, okay, that sounds like really stupid. Like we're grasping at straws. And then I played it, and I was like, no, I get it. I get it. This is actually sweet. This game's so much fun, man. There's a ton of different characters. There's all sorts of stuff to unlock. You have a whole like town building aspect of it. There's like all sorts of different like ways to build craft and mix and match characters if you're into that. Um, it's just really fun. It's a blast. It has like almost infinite replayability. It is what like a $20 game or something. So worth the money. If you haven't played it, spend your money on that. Play it. It's a blast. You'll love it if you like roguelikes. I think that's going to go into loved Wood Wreck. It's not an all-time favorite for me, but I really, really liked it. Next up is Biomutant. I think I played this because it was like free for PlayStation Plus 1 month or something, or it was like heavily discounted, and I was like, oh, I'll buy this for $5 or whatever. Um, this one is gonna go into actively disliked. I remember when this game came out, you would see all these articles, people talking about how like um there was like so much like dialogue that you like couldn't turn off, like like something was constantly like chirping at you like in an annoying way, like an Ocarina of Time type way. Um and I don't know that I really got that, but the controls just felt so clunky and like I think that the art direction's like kind of cool, but I just really did not like this game. I didn't like it. I played it for like a few hours and I was like, there's better shit to do with my time, and I fucking uninstalled it. So that is actively disliked. Bleach Rebirth of Souls. This is one I was so hyped for, dude. I am a massive Bleach fan, a big Bleach fan, and Bleach has been like done so dirty. I feel like in the game department, where like of the big three, Naruto got the incredible series of like Ninja Storm games, and even before the Storm games, there were like Naruto like 2D fighters, like almost like a like Tekken Street Fighter type thing almost. I forget what that series of games was called, like Road to Ninja or whatever, on like GameCube and stuff like that. Naruto's constantly had games, even now like Naruto Boruto, like Shinobi Striker or whatever. One Piece, of course, has a million different games. They got like the Dynasty Warrior type games. They even got like I forget what it's called, like that big like not quite open world RPG that was set on that one island with like time stuff or whatever. I forget. Um, but yeah, Bleach has really not had a game aside from like a mobile game since like the Wii. And so seeing them get like a legit like AAA like fighting game with like online playability and stuff, like I was hyped. And it is fun. It is a fun game. I really did enjoy it quite a bit. It's a good time, Charlie. I liked how many characters were represented in the game. It is one of those like Bandai Namco like arena fighters, and I liked it for what it is. That being said, those games I think are a lot more fun when you have a friend or to play with, or like a little brother or whatever, right? Like that's how I played all the Ninja Storm games growing up with my brothers, and they're a blast for that reason. Is you can hang out in front of the TV and battle it out, and I would have sleepovers and friends come over and you play Ninja Storm all night or whatever. It's a blast, and I did really like the game. But my enjoyment was diminished a bit just by the fact that I didn't have somebody to play couch co-op with, which is I think what really makes these types of games shine the most. Like I don't really like sweating in online lobbies too much. Like I played a bit of online and it was fine, but it's just not really for me. Like playing with randos. So I'm gonna put this in solid game. I did really like it. I was very happy that Bleach got this, but it's not like one of the games I enjoyed the most this year, like playing solo. Next up is Borderlands 4. I love the Borderlands games. I'm very unapologetic about this. I know some people love to hate on Borderlands. I'm not one of them. I don't like shooters. Like, as a rule, I really don't play shooters. The exceptions to this are two games, Destiny and Borderlands. I played so much Destiny when it came out, and Borderlands is the reason that I started playing any shooters at all. It is such a fun looter shooter. Like Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2, this game's fucking ripped back in the day, dude. The art style's so cool, the music was dope, like the vibes were just like so unique for that time. And like the looting and shooting, man, all the different guns you could get, it was so much fun. Absolute blast. Love those games. And Borderlands 4, I think, kind of like crystallizes the formula of Borderlands in like a near perfect way, I think. Everything that they've done, all the changes they've made with this game are improving the formula of the game. Adding like the grappling, adding like the ability to glide and move around and grab things and throw them, and like all the little like quality of life changes they've made. The guns I think are really cool. I liked this game a lot. I thought it was super fun. I did play. I've played a good bit solo. I also did play a like a co-op campaign with my younger brother, which was also super fun. I loved this game. I would rec. It was super fun. I think it's the best Borderlands game to date, and I'm excited to see what is still down the road as far as like DLCs and future bounty packs and stuff. The content they've put out for Borderlands 4 since release has been like not the most exciting, but it is free content, so you can't really complain about that all too much. So yeah, I loved it. I would rec. I have wrecked. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Next up is Citizen Sleeper 2. If you've never played Citizen Sleeper 2, it is like a text-based RPG set in like a like cyberpunk like dystopian type of thing where you are a sleeper, which I think basically you're like an android that's owned by a corporation, and one thing leads to another, and you end up like being on the run from this corporation that owns the rights to your body or whatever. And it is like you're trying to escape from them and make your way like through space to different like space stations and places, and you meet different characters and take on quests, and it's like a dice rolling mechanic involved in it. It plays a lot like a TTRPG in some ways. It's pretty fun. I didn't play a whole lot of this. I probably put in like I don't know, like 5 or 6 hours into it. I liked it, but I don't know, it just didn't really catch me. Maybe it's one of those things I just wasn't in the mood for it. I'm gonna put it in not really for me right now. I did like it. Like conceptually, I think it sounds really cool. And it was fun. Like I did enjoy it. It just felt like I don't know, like it wasn't really giving dopamine in the way that I wanted it to. But maybe I'll revisit it one of those days, and I could enjoy it more in a different frame of mind. Because some games are like that. You check it out and you're like, whatever. You come back to it like a year later, and you're like, yo, actually, this fucking rips. Like that's how like Dark Souls was for me when I first got into Dark Souls. When I first played Dark Souls and Bloodborne too, for that matter, I was like, oh, this fucking sucks. And then I came back to it like a year later. I'm like, actually, this is the best game I've ever played. So I don't know. Maybe I'll come back for it and really enjoy it. Next up is Date Everything. This is a This is like a romance sim game, basically, where, as the title implies, you can date everything. Premise of the game: you are like a dude who gets a new job at some company, and then you're immediately laid off, and you are like sent back home. And I think like you're like laid off, but they're still providing you money or something. I don't know what your financial situation is. I don't think it matters. But one thing leads to another. You get these glasses that allow you to like see an anthropomorphic like soul of every object in your house, and you can date everyone. You can date your chair, you can date your bed, you can date your window, whatever. um and it is a blast. It's really fun, just like going around and exploring your house and like finding like the personalities in these everyday objects. Is really fun. There are different storylines, like there's some rooms that maybe there's a key missing from a door. You need to find the key to be able to unlock the door, and the key's got its own personality, and the door's got its own personality, and who knows about what's behind the door, what's in the attic, what's in the basement, etc., etc. Um, it is super fun. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I did play a lot of this game. I do like romance sim games like this. Not necessarily always for the romance aspect of it, but I don't know. I just kind of like them. The one thing that I will say about this game that I did not like is the fact that like it kind of forces you to play like I'm not playing gay romance sims, like I'm not trying to romance like cartoon guys or like they thems or whatever, right? Like no hate, everybody do your thing and stuff like that. Shout outs. I don't care what you do. But for me, that's not what I want to do. And this is a game that kind of forces you to be like pansexual, basically. Like you're gonna have to, whether you like it or not, you're going to have to be in like, it's a romance sim game. You're going to be talking to dudes. You're going to be talking to non-binaries. You're going to be talking to whatever. And like, I don't love having to sit and like go through like text options and flirt with a guy. That's just not my thing. If it's your thing, that's totally fine. Do what you like. That's fine. I'm not hating on anybody, whatever, to each their own. But for me, that was like a minor detractor, more at the start of the game than later in the game. Um, but I think the character designs in this game are so fun and so good. And it was really funny. It's a really funny game, actually. It made me laugh a lot. Um, this is one I would put in Loved Wood Wreck. I really liked this game a lot. Like I said, the whole like forced pansexuality aspect of it, not my cup of tea, but you get over it, whatever. It's not the end of the world. It's not like it's going to make you gay or anything, right? Just move past it. Um, but yeah, really fun game. Would recommend it. It was a blast. If you're into like what do they call them? The Japanese name for like romance sim games. I don't remember. Anyway, if you're into those types of games, check it out. It's a really good time. It's really funny. Um, Digimon Story Time Strangers next, another series that I was very excited to be getting this type of game. I love Digimon. I grew up in the late '90s, early 2000s, right? Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, all this stuff. These are properties that are very beloved to me. And Digimon Story Time Stranger was awesome. I play all of the Digimon games, all the Digimon story games. Like I played Cyber Sleuth. I played what was the like visual novel one where like they get like trapped in the digital world? Digimon Story Survive. I played that. That was really fun. I play all these games. I like them quite a bit, and I was very excited to see a new Digimon Story, like open world game like this. I guess open world is maybe not exactly right. There's like different areas you go between. But yeah, the game was a blast. The story was surprisingly like good. Like it actually kind of like moved me to tears like a couple of times. Uh it had some twists that I was not expecting. It was well written. Like it started off feeling kind of generic, but by the end of the game I was like, that's a great fucking story. And there's so many Digimon in there. There's so many like they have I think made things, although the Digimon games are like so kind of like esoteric and like unapproachable for someone who hasn't played a lot of Digimon story games before. I feel like they did make it more approachable to new players in this game with like some of the mechanics, like improving the farm and like making some things like just a bit more transparent than they have been in games past. I thought was good. I love the fact that you can like ride so many Digimon. They all have unique attack animations. Like they kind of really went above and beyond with this game. Just like the level design and like making both the real world and the digital world feel like so like lived in and like alive. I thought was very impressive. I really enjoyed this game a lot. That's going to go in loved wood wreck. Maybe start ordering these a little bit more. I think I'd probably do it like that. Next up is Dispatch. This is immediately an all-time favorite for me. I loved this game. I really loved this game. It's been a long time since I've played like a Telltale Games like weekly release type thing, right? Like an episodic game like this. It was so good. It was so good. I love the people at Critical Role. I was very happy to see them involved in this. I'm also I'm a big Moist Critical fan, so seeing my boy Charlie in there as Sonar, that was fun. Aaron Paul gave such an incredible performance in this game. I loved the world they set up. I loved like every character really. It was great. I wish it was so much longer because I really enjoyed it. This was a great game. I thought that it was fun waiting every Wednesday for new episodes to play and see what happens next in the story. I liked like the fact that you could like make choices that mattered. The dispatching gameplay was fun, but also just like the TV show aspect of it, where it's like this massive like either like a big movie. I don't really know how much like time wise how much content there is. It feels like a good amount. Or like a show basically. It was like a show that you can play. It was awesome. I loved the animation. I loved all the characters, the writing, everything about it was great. The music was really good. This was an incredible game. This is one of the best games of the year in my eyes. Easy. I really enjoyed it. Next up is Eternal Strands. This is one that I actually just started playing this week, and it really surprised me by how good it is. This game's actually great. I got it. I checked out the demo for it last week and had a pretty good time with it. And then I saw that it was on sale for like 11, 12 bucks or something. I was like, fuck, I'll buy this. It's great. It's a really good game. I'd never heard of it before. It's basically like a third-person like adventure RPG. The premise is it's set in a fantasy world where this ancient civilization of like people that can like weave like magic from ambient mana, correct me if I'm wrong on that, have like sealed their entire territory off in like a giant bubble that's impenetrable. I think to protect them from some sort of like encroaching like disaster or something, right? And because they did this, it like led to war between like all the other countries in the world. And long story short, this is like like an ancient magic civilization that's been sealed off. One thing leads to another, and the main character and her party end up finding themselves in this sealed off area. And now you are tasked with exploring this unexplored area. All you have are old maps and the wits of yourself and your party to try and explore and find out what happened way back in the day and where you guys can go from here, because you're kind of stuck as it stands. And it's fun. The gameplay loop basically is that you have your base camp area and you can leave and go explore different areas. There's like 3 different parts of each day. There's 2 daytime exploration opportunities and a nighttime one. And during night, some stuff that shows up only during night and not during day, and enemies are tougher and all that stuff. But it's fun, man. It's like you're going out and you're gathering resources to upgrade your gear and forge new gear and improve your base camp and try and find like new schematics and new spells and fight big bosses. And it is just a really fun gameplay loop. I like it quite a bit. I think that I haven't played all of it. Like I said, I've only been playing it this week, but from what I've played so far, I'd put it in loved it would wreck. I haven't played enough of it, so I'm not going to put it above anything else here, but I really did like it quite a bit. Ghost of Tsushima is next. This is a game that I did not play when it came out for one reason or another. I don't remember why. But I did play it earlier this year in like January, and I That's a blast, man. This is a great, great open world RPG. It is just beautiful to look at. It is kind of one of those games, like like Assassin's Creed Valhalla or whatever, where they just have like a million things on the map. But I think you can change settings to like limit the amount of those like things that you see or turn them off or whatever. But everything is fun, man. There's cool storylines with side characters and all the little things that you can do to like improve different aspects of like Jin's abilities are all like fun little mini games. And you can go write haikus or go and practice your swordsmanship on straw dummies or whatever, and that's all cool. At its core, it's a revenge story where Jin Sakai has had the Mongols come into Japan and ravage his clan and leave him for dead, but he's not going down that easy, and he wants revenge. And so it is like this big revenge story spanning across Japan where you're searching for the Mongols to kill them and regain the honor of yourself and your clan. And it's really fun, man. The combat is a blast. The world is beautiful. The exploration is fun. I enjoyed this one quite a bit. I'm going to put this in Lovewood Rec, probably right in front of Borderlands 4. Let's move this up a little bit. Let's maybe do it like this. I did really like Ball Pit, but I think I like Borderlands 4 a bit more just for nostalgia reasons. Next up is Hades 2. This is immediately going to go into all-time favorite. I obviously have not played all this game. All the game that I've played of Hades 2 has been on the channel. It's been streams. And trust me, if I wasn't doing that, if I had just played it on my own, it would have been like one of the only things I played the back half of this year. It's so fun. I need to be better about streaming it. But this game's awesome. I loved the first Hades, like absolutely loved the first Hades. It was like all I played for like 2 months. And this game takes everything that I loved about that first game and improves on it and adds so much more. It is like the definition of like an embarrassment of riches. Like it keeps giving you things that you don't even know you want. And that is my favorite thing for devs to do in a game. It's an absolute blast. One of the best games of the year for sure. Oh, I'm just realizing there's one game that is not on here. Let me add that real quick. Okay, fix that issue. Yeah, it's incredible. Hades 2, all-time favorite game. I mean, it's incredible. If you haven't played it yet, if you like roguelikes, you gotta play it. It's so good. I think I'd put it above Dispatch, although I really love Dispatch. Next up is Hell Is Us. This was a really fun game. I was pretty excited just like hearing about it. I think I might have heard about this game first last year or something. But it is basically it's a third-person action adventure with some Souls-like elements that really wants to encourage you to pay attention. In a world of games where you have quest markers, and you have a big map with a bunch of little icons on it telling you where to go, and you have constant reminders and hand holding and all this stuff. Hell Is Us wants you to pay attention. None of that shit exists. You are trying to essentially solve this massive, like generations long mystery, basically. The premise of the game is that you have returned to the country you were born in. It's been like quarantined from the rest of the world by their military, and there are two like racial groups of people in this country that have been at war with each other basically for as long as anyone can remember. And as cause you go back to try and find your parents and try and find out more about like your history, like why they brought you outside of this country, and to try and like get connect with your roots or whatever. I think is the main reason you come back. But as you are making your way through this country, you start finding out more and more about this like ancient like cult and like a Knights Templar type thing almost that's been fighting these entities. I don't want to spoil anything about the game because it is like a really fun game, and I think the exploration and the discovery is part of what makes it so fun. If you're into like ancient civilizations, if you're into like cool like occult like weird shit, if you like Souls-like mechanics, if you like putting your detective hat on and really trying to figure shit out, paying attention and not having your hand held, I couldn't recommend it enough. I think it looks very good. It's a beautiful game. The gameplay is fun. I mean, the combat gets a little bit repetitive after a while, but it's not a combat-focused game, really. The combat is good for what it is. I would really recommend this game. I thought it was super fun. I'm going to put this right below Borderlands 4. It's unfortunate because I think Hell is Us came out like right around the same time that Silksong 2 did, which you will notice is missing from this list. I just haven't got around to it yet. Or I guess Hollow Knight 2 Silksong. So yeah, I think it got a little bit overshadowed, but definitely a game worth playing. Super, super fun. I really enjoyed it. Absolute blast. Really cool game. The devs did a bang up job on that. Next up is High on Life. I don't really know where to put this. I'm gonna put it in solid game. High on Life is not exceptional in my eyes. It's not a bad game, don't get me wrong. What do I say about this game? I don't know. It's fine. It in many ways it kind of is reminiscent of like old like PlayStation RPGs like Ratchet and Clank or like Banjo-Kazooie, you know, like shit like that is kind of what it reminds me of in a way. Of course, it's from the guys that brought us Rick and Morty. I don't know if both of them. I don't think Dan Harmon's involved, question mark. I don't know. It might just be Roiland, question mark. I don't know. Or the other way around. I don't know if Roiland's involved. I forget which one of them did something that got canceled for. I don't care. But yeah, you know, it's got that kind of humor. It is kind of, you know, it beats you over the head with the humor to a degree. Some of it's funny, some of it's not. The gameplay's nothing crazy. It's not stellar, but I have played a lot of it. I did play a lot of it. I mean, it was fine. It's like it's something to pass the time. I'm not gonna say it's a bad game. It's not one of my favorite games, but it was fine. It was fine. The best part of the game is the movie. They play in the game, and this is spoiler for High on Life. They play an entire movie like on a TV. In like the main house, like your main house, there's a TV that just plays start to finish a movie called like Tina and the T-Rex or something. That movie's awesome. It fucking rips, dude. That's the most fun I had playing this game, was just sitting there and be like, all right, when is this video gonna end? And it just doesn't. They just play an entire movie, and it's a ridiculous movie. It's awesome. I would say check out that movie. I don't remember if it's called Tina and the T-Rex or not. Something like that. If you search like High on Life, like movie on TV, you'll find it. Watch that. That's so much fun. But yeah, High on Life, it was fine. It was like a solid enough game. I'm not gonna hate on it. It was not my favorite. I wouldn't recommend it to someone, but it was all right. I saw there is a sequel coming out for that. I think like next year or something. I'll probably check it out. Whatever. I don't know. It was all right. Next up is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I'm gonna put this in Loved Would Wreck. I'm going to put it below Eternal Strands because I think I'd be more likely to recommend Eternal Strands than I would to recommend Indiana Jones. I think this game's great. If you like Indiana Jones, which I love Indiana Jones, there was a point in my life where I was wearing like an Indiana Jones hat like everywhere. It's great. You know, it's very reminiscent of the old, you know, the trilogy, the original trilogy of Indiana Jones games, but you get to play as Indy. You know, it's like a first person game. You got the whip, you got the hat, you got, you know, you're trying to figure out this mystery, you're doing archaeology stuff, you're finding different clues and trying to stop the fascists that are being nefarious and trying to exploit some ancient magic or I'm not going to spoil the game. It's fun. It's really fun. I think that it's cool. I did enjoy it. I like these types of games. It's got like some sneaking mechanics and stuff if you're into that. An interesting way of like speccing your character where like based on the books you read, like you get new like skills and stuff. It's a pretty cool game. I liked it. I don't have a ton to say about it, but if you like Indiana Jones, you will like this game. It's good. There were like two Indiana Jones games that came out this year. There's The Great Circle, which is like a AAA good game. And then there was some other like piece of shit, like unplayable garbage. I forget what it was called, but that other game is laughable. This one's really good. Don't get them confused. Next up is It Takes Two. This is gonna go an all-time favorite for me. Um, I love this studio. You know, they did A Way Out before. If you played that, that's one of the most fun gaming experience I've had with my younger brother, and this is right up there. It is just a phenomenal game. You know, they make games with the intention of a couch co-op playthrough. You know, it is a narrative-driven story game that you are playing with another person, and this game was like deeply emotional. It really, and it's kind of, it's a little embarrassing to like cry when you're playing a game with a friend or something, but like, I don't know, man. It's just kind of heartbreaking some of the stuff in here, but it's really fun. You know, like every new level has like a new fun little thing, right? Like one person gets a nail and one person gets a hammer, and of course you're going to be running around and trying to smash your friend on the head with a hammer or throw a nail at him or whatever, right? And there's stuff like that in every level, which I think is just so fun for co-op games. You got to be able to fuck around with each other and laugh on the couch and just waste time like chasing each other around with a hammer. That's a blast, man. I love shit like that. Um, and this is a great game. It was really, really good. I would highly recommend it if you have a sibling, if you have like a friend or something, you want to play a couch co-op game. You haven't played this, give it a shot. You'll love it. It's great. It's just fun top to bottom. Jusant is gonna go and not really for me. I checked this out because it was a free game on PS Plus, I believe. I don't think I paid for this. It is like a climbing game. I don't really remember the exact setting of the world. It looks like sea levels have risen to something crazy, and like everybody lives on these giant like mountains or type thing, or I don't know. But it's like a climbing game, you know. Like you got pinions, you got a little rope tied to you, and you're going up, baby. You're climbing. It's like fine. I don't know. It's a pretty game. It's very ambient. The music is cool. It's like very chill. It kind of reminds me of what's that one game where you're like a dude in a cloak in the desert or something, and it's just kind of vibey. It's kind of like that in my eyes. Also, a game I didn't play, so I really can't make too good of a comparison here. Um, it's just not for me. For somebody, I'm sure that they loved it. I think that I can see why somebody would like it, but it just doesn't really scratch that itch for me. So I'm gonna put it here and not really for me. Next up is Little Nightmares 2. I'm gonna put this in actively disliked actually. I am not a big horror enjoyer. Like I don't mind dark themes, I don't mind gore, I don't mind violence, all that stuff. But this is like there's like jump scares and like it's trying to be like Tim Burton-y, like spooky ooky type thing, which is fine. I don't like that at all. Not to say that I don't like Tim Burton movies, sure I do, but it's just like a vibe that I'm not really interested in engaging with for long periods of time. And it's also like the gameplay just wasn't really fun for me. Like I put an amount of time into this game. I don't know, maybe like 8 to 10 hours or something. I just didn't like it. I just didn't like it. So that's really all I have to say about that game. Not a fan. Next up is Lost and Random: The Eternal Die. This is pretty solid. This is a solid game. It is a roguelike. I don't know if you have heard of or played Lost and Random. It was an RPG that came out like, I don't know, like 5 years ago or something like that. This is that same world. And I think that it's like the main villain from that original game is now the protagonist of this game. And it's like a roguelike. It's like a top down ish, like, third person roguelike. It's pretty fun. It's pretty good. It's not doing anything to like reinvent the. I mean, I don't know. There's some cool stuff. It's cool. It's cool. Um, I did enjoy it. It's not necessarily a game that I would be recommending to people, but if they asked, "Hey, is this game good? Should I get it?" I'd be like, "Yeah, check it out. It's a good time. You'll enjoy it." But I'm not going out of my way to wreck it. It was a good game. It was solid. I got nothing bad to say about it. They just didn't totally blow my balls off. Next up is Monster Train 2. I'm going to put this in solid game as well. I did enjoy this. If you haven't played Monster Train before, it is like a deck builder type thing. Like imagine like what's that game called? Blah, 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 blah. What is that game? It's the like the big like deck building thing. I don't know. Give me a second. Let me look this shit up. Slay the Spire. That's what it is. Slay the Spire. Yeah, it's kind of like a Slay the Spire type vibe, you know, where you have like a handful of cards that are, you know, can be like either different units or different attacks, and you're on a big train that's going from hell to heaven, and you know you're trying to fight all the angels that are stopping you on the way to get to the pearly gates. And it's pretty cool. You know, there's 3 levels to the train, and so you're placing your units on 3 different levels and managing resources and trying to stop all of the, you know, the enemies that are coming into the train, trying to take them all out before they reach the core of your train. And if they did destroy your core, then the train ride stops and you're not making it to the pearly gates. It's a good time, Charlie. It's a fun game. Again, nothing that totally blew me away necessarily, but definitely a game that I've put like 30, 40 hours into or something, just like hanging out on the couch, drinking wine and playing. Just it's pretty chill. I enjoyed it for sure. Next up is Elden Ring Night Rain. I feel like my evaluation of this game would be very different if it had cross-platform play. I am a primarily PlayStation gamer. I'll play some things on PC, but the lion's share of the gaming I do is on PS5, and my friends all play on PC. So, I have only played this game with randos. I assume it would be like 10 times more fun playing with your friends. As it stands, I am going to put it in solid game. I really enjoyed it a lot, but it could have been so much better. Night Rain's fun. If you like Elden Ring, you'll probably enjoy this game. It is like not roguelike is not really the right term, although I guess it's like pretty similar to a roguelike. It's not quite a roguelike, but it's pretty similar. Um, yeah, it's cool. It's like Elden Ring, you know, you pick a character, you go out and you fight stuff, you find new gear, you know, spend your runes, you level up your guy, and you're trying to make it through like, you know, 2 nights to get to the big boss at the end. You fight the big boss. You're playing with 2 other people. Um, it is fun. It is a fun game. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I think it would probably be in Love Would Wreck or maybe even all-time favorite, depending on my experience, if I was able to play with my friends. But it's just one of those things where PlayStation is just kind of a bitch sometimes. And they're like, no, you can't. And I hate that. Not Night Rain's fault, but it did diminish my enjoyment of the game a bit. Next up is Nine Souls. Nine Souls, I think it's an all-time favorite. I don't know if it's ahead or behind Dispatch. I think we're gonna put it ahead of Dispatch. Sorry, Dispatch. I do really love you. Nine Souls was so much fun. I hate platformers. Like, I actively hate platformers. Don't like them at all. Not fun for me. My biggest weakness in any game is falling off the edge of something. And when that is like a core gameplay mechanic, I hate it because I will fall off the edge. I'm not good at platforming. Nine Souls is a Metroidvania, which if you haven't played is basically like Souls-like meets platformer, I think is like an easy way to describe Metroidvania. It is, you know, obviously referencing Metroid or Castlevania, you know, those types of games. And I typically do not like Metroidvanias at all. I loved Nine Souls. I loved Nine Souls. It is a Metroidvania with like Sekiro, like parrying mechanics. The gameplay was so much fun. The world I thought was really interesting. I had a blast just like learning more about this character's history and the history of his people and like and everything. I beat the cheeks off this game. I really loved it. It's one of the best games I played this year, easily. would highly recommend it if you like Metroidvanias, if you have, enjoyed like Hollow Knight in the past or Castlevania or the Metroid games or, anything in that ballpark. Check out Nine Souls, man. It's a blast. You'll love it. It's really good. Next up is Ni no Kuni remastered. I had never played these games before. It is the type of game that I like. Like a party-based, like RPG, big, giant adventure thing. It's, I think, I don't know if Ghibli partnered with them or if it's just a very Ghibli-based like art style. I want to say Ghibli partnered with them. But yeah, it's cool, man. Premise basically is, your classic like hero's adventure. It's kid living in like an American town. One thing leads to another, and now he's in like this magical world that needs him to help save the day. And he goes on this big quest where he learns a lot about himself in the process. It's a good time. I didn't expect this. I thought it would just be like a Dragon Quest type thing almost, but there is like a central mechanic of the game is monster catching, kind of like Pokemon, like almost. Not I'm not gonna say it's a Pokemon game because it's not, but yeah, it's like a monster taming game, which is really unexpected and fun. It's super cool. It's like three things I love. It's like a big JRPG. It's Studio Ghibli animated and just like beautiful and vibey. I love Studio Ghibli. And then it's got monster taming elements, which again, I love. So this is a really great game. I loved it. I would rack. I think I'm probably going to put it right ahead of Hell is Us. Really good game. Had a blast with that. That's a good time, Charlie. Next up is Path of Exile 2. I'm going to put this in solid game. It's just one of those like live servicey games where like if you are a no lifer and you're spending all your time in the game, I'm sure that there's a lot more you can get out of it. Playing casually, it's fine. Like I had some fun playing by myself. I played with one friend. We did do like a co-op run. That was pretty fun. I did enjoy the game. It is a pretty good time. I don't have anything bad to say about it. It's just like these types of like live service games where like I feel like I have to be constantly paying attention to like oh, sorry. To like patches and updates and like wipes and resets and it's just too much for me, man. Like that's just such a turn off for me. Like I just don't want to do all that, man. But the game is good. If you liked Path of Exile 1, you'll love Path of Exile 2. I think the devs are awesome. I think the studio's really, really good. I got nothing bad to say about it. It's just for me, that's not exactly the experience that I like. Next up is Pokemon Legends ZA. It's a tough one. It's gonna go in solid game. I think I'd probably put it like... I'll put it here. I'll put it right below Night Rain. I love the Pokemon games. I'm a 90s kid. What am I gonna say? I grew up on Pokemon. This is my lifeblood, dude. I eat this shit for breakfast. I love Pokemon. And this is a Pokemon game. It is that experience, right? So I can't really complain. Except I can. It's the year of our Lord 2025. Pokemon is the most profitable IP of all time, and it's really not close. And there's no fucking voice acting in this game. Like, there's no buildings. There's like 5 buildings in the game you can go into. Like, it's just like, there's so many fucking like lazy things. And I don't know that I want to blame it on Game Freak. I feel like Nintendo's got to be pushing them to put games out sooner rather than later. And don't get me wrong, it is doing fun and innovative stuff. It is a Legends game, so like it's not your standard like, Pokemon formula necessarily. It's doing some cool stuff. I like the world building elements of it. I think that Lumiose City does feel very alive and like, it feels like this is what a city would be like in the Pokemon world type thing. And I like that. I like the side quests. I think that's a cool thing for them to add in here that I don't think have been in past games. I do like it. Or maybe they were, I don't know if they were in Legends Arceus or if those were like research missions or whatever, but they're legit just side quests in this game. I like the return of Mega Evolution. I like the new battle system is really fun. I did enjoy that a lot. There's a lot of things that I really, really liked about Legends EA, but there's just so many things where it's like, man, you could be doing so much more than you are. Like, and maybe part of it is like the hardware holding them back, right? Maybe. But it's like, I don't know. It's just so disappointing. I just want to see these games be better than they are. Not that it's a bad game, it's a solid game. If you like Pokemon, if you like Pokemon games, if you want a Pokemon experience, you're going to get that. You're going to have fun, you're probably going to be happy. It just makes me a bit sad that they're not doing more than they are. And I don't know who to blame that on. I don't know if there's really anyone to blame for that. I just wish it was better than it is. But it is a solid game. It is fun. It is a Pokemon experience. So, at the end of the day, I got what I paid for. But there's no fucking voice acting. Even if not throughout the entire game. During cutscenes, it's just fucking like you can't pay voice actors. You have so much money. What are you spending it on? What are you spending it on? Because it doesn't seem like the budget for the game. I don't know. Anyway, it fires me up. But like, god damn, what are you doing with all your fucking money? You're just Smaug over there, just sitting on it. Like, hire voice actors. Anyway, next up is Redacted. This is a game that I've been playing for a bit here, like this past month. It's another roguelike. If you haven't noticed, I like roguelikes. This is pretty fun. Premise of the game basically is you are a security guard on like a space prison. And something's been happening to the people in the space prison. There's like an alien like virus thing that's on board. People are turning into zombies and getting all freaked out. When I say freaked out, I mean like how you freak like a black and mild or something. Like they're getting freaked by the alien. It's not like not like scared, freaked out. But yeah, they freaked it. And you're trying to escape from this space prison and make your way through different zones to get yourself to the last escape pod. But you're not the only one who's trying to get out. This game's interesting because it is your traditional roguelike experience, but also each run you're competing with 2 or 3 different other like NPCs that are trying to escape as well. And they have access to some of the same weapons you do, and they can get some of the same like different like buffs and boons and whatever and stuff that you get as you're going through a run. And so you're competing with them not only in combat at certain stages, but you're also racing to get to the escape pod before they do, because there's only one left. Only one of you can get out, and you got to try and make sure it's you. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. There, you have melee options. You have like different guns you can get. There's all sorts of different suits that you can unlock and buy, and different technology. And it's a pretty good time, Charlie. It's pretty fun. If you're looking for a roguelike experience, I still have not beaten a run yet. I've spent, I don't know, maybe like how many hours? Something like 10 and 15, maybe something like that. Question mark. I don't know. I put an okay amount of time into it. I still haven't beaten a run yet, so it is fairly challenging. Or maybe I'm just bad. I don't know, but it feels pretty challenging. Check it out. It's a pretty good time. I'd never heard of it before, and I have really been enjoying it. So I think I'm gonna put this in solid game. Probably put that right ahead of Monster Train 2. Next up is Stellar Blade. Oh baby, it's a triple. I think this is gonna go ahead of Nine Souls. I fucking loved Stellar Blade. I went into this game not really expecting much aside from like Big Booba and like revealing skin suits or whatever. Which is fine. I'm on board for that. But it was awesome. It was really, really so much fun. I did not expect like the like the Souls like Sekiro like combat, parrying and all that. The combat had way more depth than I was expecting. The world was really interesting. The characters were engaging. The art was just like beautiful. The customization's really fun. I like when you can customize your main character, whether you're putting her in like lingerie or whatever. You do Yubu, but I do like main character customization. Um, I loved this game. I thought it was phenomenal. Really, really blew me away because I wasn't expecting all that much from it, but it was great. And really, really hard final boss too. Like I think you have like different options for the final boss depending on choices you make, but really tough final boss fight, which I like quite a bit. Great game. Yeah, phenomenal. Definitely one of the best I played this year. Next up is Wuchong Fallen Feathers. I'll probably put this like maybe like right somewhere in here. Uh, I'll put it above High on Life, I guess. This is all right. It's a Souls-like. It's like a Chinese Souls-like where I don't know, people are getting sick. Shit, never heard of that before. Better fight them. They're turning into demons. Uh-oh, you're a little bit of demon yourself. Better beat them so you can. I don't know. It's fine. It's like pretty generic. It felt to me. But it's not bad. It's good. I had fun with it. I had a pretty good time with it, but it didn't really blow my balls off or anything. It's pretty good. Next up is Where Winds Meet. I've only started playing this recently, so I feel like I really can't give a great assessment for it because this is like kind of like it's not quite an MMO, but it's like an MMO light game, I guess. It's kind of like a live service game, like your Genshin Impacts and Wuthering Waves, which we're talking about here next, of the world. Maybe I'll kind of I don't know. We'll talk about them separately, but it's kind of tough to rate a game like this because I've only played so much of it, and to be honest, I've also not been playing it recently because I've been waiting for my buddies to catch up to my levels so that we can play together. Because it is a game that you can play multiplayer, you can play co-op. So Where Winds Meet is basically it is like a wuxia like martial arts game. You're a Dao cultivator that is learning different martial arts techniques, whether they be from like skill books or from different masters that can teach you, or from observing wild animals or whatever. Right? You're a martial artist. You can learn all sorts of different techniques, and you're going on this big adventure to recover a pendant that was stolen by a mysterious man in black that had been handed down to you by your uncle, who escaped from the martial arts world with some time ago, and he's missing now, and you got to find out what's going on. But not all is as it seems, and yeah, it's pretty fun. It's cool. It's an open world RPG. It is a free game. Notably, this is a free to play game. The combat feels pretty fun. There's a lot of customization. I love like wuxia, like novels and like manhwa and stuff. So if you're into that type of vibe, I think it is a genre that's not oft represented in the West. But it is really good. I've been enjoying it a lot. I would like to play more, but like I said, I am waiting for friends to catch up to my level so that we can play together and be cool martial artists running around and fighting stuff. But yeah, I've been enjoying this game quite a bit. I think I'll probably put it. I haven't played a lot of it, so it feels bad putting it in front of other stuff. I think I'll probably put it like right below Redacted. But that could move up as I play more of it. Could move down as I play more of it. I don't know. But it is free to play. There's no pay to win aspects. It's all cosmetics or all you can pay for. And it's pretty cool. Check it out if you haven't. It's a fun time. It's free, so no downside. Speaking of free games, next up is Wuthering Waves. I played this for a bit in the spring this year. It is pretty good. I think it's going to go right here. I liked it. I put a good amount of time into this game. Here's the thing, though, with these games. I played a lot of Genshin back when it came out. I've played a bit of like Honkai Star Rail or like Zenless Zone Zero or here's Wuthering Waves. I will play these games for a certain amount of time, but the same thing happens every time is you kind of get to a point where you have to be playing for a little bit like every day. You got to go in and do your dailies. You got to go and farm the resources that are, oh, you can only get moonlight bamboo by farming this boss on Wednesdays and Sundays. And it's like, I'm not fucking scheduling my life around when I can farm some fake fucking resource in your game so I can, upgrade my third skill. Like, nah, dude, I'm good. It just gets to like such a grindy point where like I'm not scheduling my life around this shit. And it's a fun game. I liked Wuthering Waves. I thought it was a pretty good time, Charlie, for being like, like a gotcha game. It's just not really for me. And I think that, playing this game is kind of what finally made me just decide I'm probably not going to play any more of these games in the future. It's good, but like, you just got to be such a no life. I was going to say loser. I'm not going to say loser. You got to be such a no lifer to really play games like this. And I just don't have any interest in it anymore. I'm burned out on it, man. I don't have time for this shit. But it's fun. If you like gacha games, check it out. It's pretty cool. I think it's more of like a story-based game than a lot of them are. Like if you've played the Genshin story and you're like, oh, this feels like it was like fucking written by a toddler. This is more of a narrative-based like story game. The story's better. I've heard that Genshin story has gotten good in recent patches, so I'm not going to shit on Genshin players, but that is kind of my thoughts on Wuthering Waves. Not really for me. Finally, Expedition 33, baby. Who's surprised by this? This is an all-time favorite. I don't know the last time that, like, the intro section to a game has brought me to tears. God damn, this game is so good. I mean, one of the best stories I've ever experienced in a game. Just, like, incredible soundtrack. Like, beyond beautiful soundtrack. It's so good. The atmosphere, the ambiance, the art direction, everything about it's good. The combat I really love. I like turn-based games, but this, being like, a turn-based game where there's also like an amount of like, quick time event type stuff like parrying or like, pressing X to do extra damage at certain moments or whatever. I like that kind of thing. The combat felt very dynamic for being turn-based. And I loved it. I loved the exploration. I loved the combat. I loved the characters. The voice acting's phenomenal. Everything about this game just screams quality. And I mean, it's going to be at the top of so many people's like lists for this year. I don't really remember. I didn't really watch like the Game Awards or anything. I'm sure it cleaned up. It is just phenomenal. If you haven't played it, it's the best game of the year. I mean, easily for me, it's the best game of the year. It was so good. I wish that I could go back in time and experience it again. I adored Expedition 33. It's kind of incredible that I forgot to put it on here when I was making this tier list originally, but yeah, it's just so good. It's just so good. So that is every game that I've played this year, and that is the tier list that we're looking at. Most of the games that I played, I liked, and maybe I could have made like another category here where it was like, I don't know, but I feel like these categories are fine. I'm not trying to shit on games necessarily. There were only two that I really like actively disliked, and a few others that really weren't for me. Most of the stuff that I'm spending my money on, I know I'm probably gonna like, but some more than others, for different reasons. Would I change around any of the order of these things? Let's take a look. I think I feel good about this order. I don't know. Maybe I move Dispatch up over Nine Souls. No, I think I feel good about that. Lovewood Wreck. Maybe I move Ball Pit up a bit, because I actually have recommended Ball Pit a good deal. I think I feel good about this. No, let's move Digimon up, actually. I really did like Digimon Time Stranger a lot. I think I feel good about all this. Yeah, this is the final list. These are my games for 2025. I'm sure that I will probably play a couple more things here before the year's over, but As it stands right now, these are the games I've played this year, and that's how I'm ranking them. Let me know in the comments, what have you played that you loved as well? Is there anything that I'm missing on this list that you played this year that came out that you really enjoyed? Would you change the order of any of these games? Are there any that I loved that you hated? Are there any that I didn't like that you loved? Go ahead and leave a comment and let me know, and I will see you in the next one.